Hi, I'm Phil Schoenberg, Fastpitch Power. We've received a number of inquiries from our followers recently about the concept and advantage of forearm fire in delivering the softball. Now, forearm fire is a method of delivery that takes your hand as long a distance down the throw zone in as short a time as possible, thereby maximizing command and speed. We talked about that in previous posts. As a matter of fact, if you look at my last previous post, we're talking about establishing the runway, the throw zone, and utilizing it to the best advantage possible for delivering pitches with maximum power and speed. So let's talk about the difference between forearm fire and the other major delivery system, which is called elbow snap. There are three joints, articulations if you will, in your arm: shoulder, elbow, wrist. I think we all know as windmill pitchers, or coaches of windmill pitchers, how important wrist snap is in the delivery of a truly powerful windmill pitch. As far as the shoulder and the elbow are concerned, well, they're important too in varying degrees. My shoulder takes me to the top of the pitching circle. At that point in time, my shoulder disengages and just allows my arm to fall. We did it in the G-flop drill, utilizing gravity to the best of our ability to generate speed and velocity through the release zone. So once you get to the top of your circle, your shoulder is finished. It's just keeping your arm from falling off your body. Now we'll talk about the elbow and the wrist. Many coaches, especially of young pitchers, over the years have taught elbow snap as a methodology to get young pitchers to be able to develop speed earlier, because if this is not strong enough to develop the speed that you need, well, you know, if snapping this is important, well, snapping this must be more important. The problem is, where does that elbow snap take place? And that's where forearm fire comes in. When I utilize forearm fire, I am utilizing elbow snap. The difference between elbow snap and forearm fire and the typical elbow snap that you will notice most young pitchers employing, and I'm going to show you the difference. Here's what elbow snap looks like that you will see many young pitchers employ in order to develop speed at a young age. Circle, snap, and my hand takes off in a direction that is away from my target. It's up. I'm going to give you an example of why that is not the optimal way to deliver a ball. If you're riding a bicycle really fast on a straight flat road, straight ahead, and all of a sudden up ahead there's a hill. Now what's going to happen to that bicycle before you take off up that hill? If you said slow down, you're absolutely correct. And what's the last thing a windmill pitcher wants to do in delivering a ball? It's the same answer: slow down. So anything that takes my hand away from the direction of my target is that way. I want my hand going as fast and as straight through that target as possible in order for me to maximize command of the strike zone without my having to reduce speed. So how does forearm fire relate to optimal delivery of the pitch? I will explain. As I take my arm around the circle, and again I'm utilizing my shoulder here, right here, my shoulder disengages and it doesn't re-engage. All it's going to do is relax now. My hand, when I relax it, I relax my shoulder, is going to drop to the back of the throw zone. You see the position that my hand is in right now. My elbow comes to the back of the release zone first, and then here comes my elbow snap with gravity instead of against gravity. So instead of having to take that hill that I was taking on my bicycle, which reduces my speed, I'm able to continue straight on that straight path, thereby increasing my speed. So when I get here and my elbow comes to the back of the throw zone, now if you imagine that I've got a piece of wood here and I'm a karate champion and I want to karate chop through that piece of wood while I'm delivering the ball, this is what it's going to look like. as a result of that forearm firing down the throw zone directly at my target, I am getting really good wrist snap at the end of that, and I'm maximizing my command in the strike zone because my hand is going in a path toward where I want that ball to go for as long a distance as possible, but a shorter time. So here is elbow snap against gravity, and you will notice that if my throw zone, which we've discussed previously, is at the end of a line that goes straight down from the tip of my glove, and that's where I want to get to maximize command of the strike zone, this is not getting there. So I'm shortening my throw zone, going against gravity, and in order for me to enable myself to command the strike zone, I'm going to have to slow down to do it. What's the last thing a windmill pitcher wants to do? Slow down. Forearm fire, on the other hand, and I'm going to leave my glove here so you can get a visual context, is going to enable me to fire all the way through to the front side, down my throw zone, at my target, with maximum speed every single time. So forearm fire does employ elbow snap with gravity as opposed to against gravity. And now I'm going to demonstrate a couple of pitches so you could see the difference between elbow snap and forearm fire, just so you can get an idea of what it looks like in a full circle. I'm going to stay facing you so you can get a good idea of what my arm looks like when I deliver this pitch. First will be the typical elbow snap you will see young pitchers utilize because pitching coaches are telling them to do this to generate more speed. So I circle, snap. Circle, snap. Once more, I circle, snap. Now I'm shortening my runway, and I'm having to reduce speed. You really can't see where the ball is landing in my catcher's glove, but I'm having to reduce my speed in order to make sure that she's not reaching over her head or reaching down to the ground, because I don't have a heck of a lot of control when I stop my hand here and bring it back in this direction. And now, forearm fire. As my hand comes through with forearm fire, I am continuing to utilize the force of gravity, not working against it, working with it, to enable my hand to generate maximum speed as I go forward. I hope this has been helpful to you, and even though I've tried to give you as good an explanation as I can of the basics and fundamentals of the difference between forearm fire and elbow snap, it's not meant to take the place of a comprehensive video analysis and individualized instruction for the specific individual athlete, so that we can determine, or that you can determine, what that individual athlete needs to do to be able to maximize their utilization of forearm fire in conjunction with the natural movements of their body and the optimal mechanics that we teach to make you guys the best pitchers you could possibly be. If you have any questions or any comments on this, we would love to hear it. You can contact us, keep in touch, because we'll give you the best information you need to be the best pitcher you can be. Have a great day.